Monster, the Attack on Titan X-Mute Listener Fanfic by Mokamaki. Chapter 42. I watched as Eren transformed into his Titan form and faced the large Titan above us. I didn't know what happened to me next, but I just sort of froze. The giant Titan was way bigger than Eren, and it had no face from dragging itself towards here. Something about this felt all too familiar. I don't know why. Just then, the sound of a flare was shot in the air, and everything happened so fast. Explosions happened near the giant Titan's arms, causing it to roar. This also happened to be Eren's chance to attack, because after Rod lost his balance, Eren ran towards him and threw a bunch of barrels in its mouth. My eyes widened in shock as Rod then blew up into bits. Again, I stood there, frozen. Fire and bits of Titan were flying everywhere. Where have I seen this before?
Your name! What are you standing around for? We need to go!
Jean yelled. I snapped out of it and quickly rose to my feet and began to slice the bits of Titan in half. There were so many of them. Would we even get them all? Just as I was slicing them, I felt a throbbing pain through my chest. I internally gasped and lost my balance. I began to breathe hard as I knelt down in shock. What was that about? It was like my whole body was hurting. Just then, I felt something drip from my nose and onto the roof. I looked down and my eyes widened. It was blood. Lots of blood. I quickly covered my nose to try to wipe it, but then I felt a pain in my ears. I went up to my ears and realized something was dripping from it too. I wiped it away and realized it was also blood. I slowly began to panic. I was bleeding. From 2 different places. What's happening to me? What's going on? I felt my vision begin to slowly get hazy. Why do I feel so lightheaded? Your name? I turned around abruptly to find Armin looking at me with concern. What are you doing? The Titan's been destroyed. We're retreating now. I quickly turned away from him and frantically began to wipe away evidence of blood from my face. Are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere? I heard his footsteps approaching and then quickly stood up. I faced him again and shook my head, signaling him that I was all right and I wasn't hurt anywhere. You're not hurt? Well, if you say so. Come on, we got to... Hey! I abruptly flew up in the air, leaving Armin to stop mid-sentence. Good thing he didn't see the faint sight of blood on my face. Time skip. I watched and listened closely through Historia's coronation. I was happy for her, but also sad I wouldn't see her as often. Us scouts were forced to dress up in these long jackets for this. Although I wasn't a big fan of it, it was pretty comfortable. After the coronation, my squad and I walked with Historia down the hall. Apparently, she was dead set on punching Levi in the face. You really gonna do this? For real? Eren asked as Historia marched down the hall with a determined look on her face. Yeah, I am. I looked ahead and saw Captain Levi standing there. Oh no, Historia's gonna die. I can't watch this. Just then, Historia let out a battle cry and ran towards Levi, punching him by the arm, which didn't seem very effective. Everyone was taken aback and gasped in shock. Mikasa simply smiled, while I was praying to God that it wasn't Historia's time yet. Did that hurt? Well, I'm queen now, so too bad. If you have a problem with... She was cut off when Levi suddenly chuckled. We all grew nervous as we turned towards the chuckling Levi. Oh God, he's plotting our deaths. Just then, a light smile appeared on his face. I felt my whole face turn red. Thanks, you guys. I needed that. He's not mad? Without thinking, I let out an excited hum and ran towards Levi. I threw myself on him, my arms around his neck and my legs around his torso. This caught him off guard, but he tried his best to hold me steady. This ended me up wrapped around his back. Apparently, this also threw everyone else off guard because they began to get scared. Your name! What are you doing?
Get off the captain!
Are you trying to get us killed?
Historia did enough damage already.
I ignored their words and began to nuzzle my cheek against Levi's.
Tsk, Brad, what are you doing?
Levi replied with an annoyed face. I pouted, seeing that his smile was gone. Eventually, Levi chuckled again, and I felt his hand stroking my hair.
You have to be the strangest Brad I've ever met.
I pretended not to hear that. The group seemed relieved a bit that Levi wasn't angry.
Psh, why can't she hug me like that? Horseface, shut your mouth!
Just before another fight could break out, I let out a painful noise that caught everyone's attention. I abruptly began coughing and hacking. I placed my hand over my mouth to cover my hacking, which didn't seem to be stopping.
Your name?
Are you alright? What's wrong? I continued to cough until I felt something rush out of my nose. I went to wipe it away and realized it was blood again. Oh no, not again. My coughing stopped as blood continued to pour out of my nose. I looked towards my friends to see what their expressions were, but I could only see haziness.
What's wrong with her?
She's bleeding from her nose.
Not only that, she's bleeding from her ears too.
What? I lifted my hands up to my ears and I could already feel it. I could already smell it too.
Something's wrong.
She's bleeding all over.
Your name?
I feel woozy. I completely lost my grip and fell straight to the ground, slowly blacking out as worried voices surrounded me. Time skip. I blinked my eyes open and I realized I was in a different place. I heard voices in the room I was in and also felt something covering my mouth. I lifted my hand up and felt something soft wrapped around my neck. A cloth? I turned my head to the side to find my squad. Historia, Levi, Hanjay, and Erwin in my room. My vision was still a little hazy, so I could barely see them.
She was bleeding all over, you said, I heard Erwin ask.
Yeah, but only from her nose and ears, Armin answered.
We're not sure why,
Aaron added.
Maybe from overuse of her Titan abilities?
Titan abilities? I think the event you explained earlier might have been the final straw for her body. This means she has to take it easy for a while. Such a shame. All the experiments I would have...
Ow! Zip it, shit glasses.
I was just kidding. Partially. Anyways, I've been meaning to ask. What happened to your name's muzzle? The group remained silent.
Well, it broke. Apparently her teeth were strong enough to bite through it, Aaron explained.
You're kidding! Really? Fascinating. But does she really need the muzzle? I mean, she hasn't tried to bite anyone else for a long time, Historia said.
We can't risk any chances at this point. After you told me that she was able to kill an MP soldier in the form that she was in, who knows when she might evolve into that form again and kill someone else. The military police are already off our backs since Historia became queen. Let's not ruin that, Erwin replied. I slowly sat up on the bed. This caught everyone's attention. Your name?
You're all right. Are you okay? Don't get up just yet. I was immediately surrounded by everyone. I became overwhelmed and backed away a bit.
All right, everyone. Give her some space.
Erwin approached me. I soon felt nervous because it's been a while since I last spoke to him.
Are you all right, your name?
I stared at him for a couple seconds before nodding.
Good. I was just informed you passed out from blood loss after Historia's coronation.
Hanjay then abruptly went in front of him.
Your name! I never got the chance to hear your perspective. You must tell me everything that happened to you back in the chapel. What did your form look like? Since when did you know you were a Titan shifter this whole time?
My eyes widened.
What? A Titan shifter?
Hanjay, we forgot to tell you. Your name has no memory of what happened, Armin explained. I raised an eyebrow. No memory? What is he talking about?
Your name? There's something we have to tell you.
I looked towards Aaron.
You're a Titan shifter. But not only that, you did something that terrified us after Rod transformed. I hope you weebs enjoyed Chapter 42 of Monster, the Attack on Titan X Mute Listener fanfic by Mokomaki. Be sure to check out the original via the link in the description below the video. If you made it this far and you're new around these parts, please consider subscribing, as it's 100% free and it turns you into a certified weeb. Also, please leave a like if you did enjoy the video, and leave a comment down below. What was your favorite part? What are you looking forward to see? Or what would you like to see next? Let me know. Anyways, that's enough from me. My name is Bizarre, and I'll see you weebs in the next video. Cue the outro.
He's bizarre. He's bizarre. He's bizarre. Bizarre steps to his mic to make his little sounds. The weebs jump up and cheer, hit subscribe and stick around. ASMR most times, with Minecraft on the side. Some modded games or Deku there to soothe you when you cry. Go ahead, close your eyes, kick back and put him on, and get even more bizarre through his Patreon. Need a friendly pal to get you through the night? Well, get headphones, take a listen, and maybe hit subscribe. He's bizarre.